Hey everyone, this is Dave Sambor, and reaching out to you from Hinckley, Ohio. And thanks for taking the time to hop on this webinar here tonight. And first I just wanted to kind of say hello to my guest here, Shanna, right, practically neighbors, right in Strongsville, next to Hinckley here. And today we're going to kind of give you an overview of what Advocare is all about. And but just to start things off here, I'll introduce more about myself in a little bit here, but Shanna, thanks for taking the time to be a guest on the call here tonight, or the webinar here tonight. And why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, about your family, and kind of what Advocare has meant to you so far.
All right, thanks, Dave. My name is Shanna Tokarsky. I am a mother of 2 toddlers, ages 2 and 14 months. I am a CrossFit coach and a CrossFit gym owner. And Advocare actually found me about 5 years ago, and I just graduated with my MBA. I was looking for a job for 2 years, actually settled for one that didn't pay me what I thought I was worth, and I was not doing what I loved. I was tired, I was miserable, I was drinking a pot of coffee a day just to make it through my days. And I found Advocare actually just researching for healthy alternatives to coffee, and I found Spark. I ordered some, I put it in my body, and I felt amazing. And I just started sharing with people, and Advocare started sending me checks. And so, first I was like, why are they sending me checks? I didn't even understand how it worked. But I got a phone call from a man named Bob Ferngren, and he said, hey, there's a business here. What's your story? What are you doing? I'm like, you know what? I love this Spark stuff. I feel awesome. I don't drink coffee anymore. And, I'm just sharing with people. And he's like, did you know there's a business here and you can make money? And Bob showed me, he told me a lot of stories, showed me, showed me what Advocare was. And once I saw what Advocare was, and I saw it was so much more than just Spark, I was all in. I wanted a business, I wanted income, and so that's kind of the route we went. We went straight to advisor, which I'm sure we'll go over a little bit later. But my husband got great results. People were banging down our doors to find out what we were doing. He lost 70 pounds in 6 months on the products. I didn't have a big weight loss story, but he was kind of my billboard, so that was nice. And, right now, I was able to replace my full-time income to come home and raise our 2 children. And we're on pace to bring home my husband at the end of the year so we can both be home full-time. So it's just been a blessing. And the best thing about it is that we can bring people with us, and that number, that reflection, the amount of money that we're making in Advocare is just a reflection of how many people we're helping. So I absolutely love it. I love sharing Advocare. I love telling my story. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, Shanna. Shanna, you're doing great stuff. And my story started 3 years ago, and at the age of 41, I thought typical 41. I have my career as an architect, investing in real estate. And I'm married with 3 kids, and what really was happening is I was just running myself into the ground. I couldn't keep up. I was unhealthy. I wasn't sleeping well. I was drinking 3 to 4 of those energy drinks, high-octane ones from the gas station a day just to get by, and it wasn't working. And a friend shared Advocare with me and a Spark, and I had that drink, and I had this focus immediately that I hadn't had in decades. And I felt good. He said, hey, do this challenge, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I dropped 10 pounds initially, and I just felt focused and energized like I had my entire adult life. I went on to lose 32 pounds. It took 6 inches off my waist, and I'm 44 now, and I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I'm helping coach rugby. I'm helping coach gymnastics. I'm getting healthier every year, and unlike Shayna, I didn't really see the business at the time because for me it was about my own health, and I had a lot of skepticism, and I was involved in some things in the past, so maybe a little scar tissue as well. So. It took me a little bit longer to come around to that side of things here. But just to give you the overview, tonight is to kind of give you the full picture about what Advocare has to offer. And just a quick little blurb on Advocare in general is we are a 21-year-old privately held debt-free company that we're doing over $600 million in annual sales, and that's only in the United States. And we have tens of thousands of reps all across the country and hundreds of thousands of people that are happy product users that are benefiting their health, through the products we have here. And Advocare, a lot of people haven't heard of yet, but we're close to becoming a household name. You may have seen commercials on ESPN. You may have seen Drew Brees, Jason Witten. You may have seen the Advocare 500 or some of the sports college bowls, or over on NASCAR with Trevor Bayne. So it is coming. It's coming fast. And I guess because we have so many satisfied customers, they get great results. And when they do, they refer other people to the products, which then creates the business opportunity for us. And this all was started by a man named Charlie Regis back in 1993, and his goal was to have the finest nutritional products and to provide an opportunity for ordinary people to achieve extraordinary things with their lives. And so that was kind of the basis of Advocare 21 years ago. And we're going to kind of cover four main questions tonight. We're going to cover, do the products work? Will the products work for me? Is there an opportunity? And can I do this? Okay, so those are the four questions that we'll address here, this evening. But first, in your mind, kind of think there's also four ways to get involved in Advocare. The first two just have to do with the products. And it could be, you may see something or hear something this evening about the product and say, I want to give that a try. And get with the person, invite you on this call, and they'll be happy to set you up. And you can buy those at retail. That's your first option. Or your second option is to just get the products at a discount, similar to a discount club that you join, and you buy what you want when you want at a discount. Now, if something from the business side appeals to you, that is, a third way to get involved in Advocare, where you say, I wouldn't mind earning a little income here to supplement what I have going. And then you have a kind of a four, which is someone who sees the bigger picture, what Advocare could be for them, and really wants to go after and maybe replace their full-time income and not have to do what they're currently doing, for a job right now. Wherever you're at is fine with us, but kind of keep in mind there's those four different ways, and through this, kind of see where you feel you fit with things. So with that, the first question I know I asked in the beginning was, are the products safe? And Shanna, why don't you just cover kind of what you learned about Advocare, about why do you feel the products are safe?
Yeah, that was a huge one for me too, because when I was doing the research on the internet, I was looking for something safe and healthy to replace coffee. And so, I did a lot of research. And when I first learned about the doctors, that's actually what just blew my mind about Advocare, because, one of the doctors, I've been a personal trainer since I was 15 years old. And one of the doctors on our PsyMed board, his name is Dr. William Kramer. He wrote pretty much every single book that I ever read on strength and conditioning. Not wrote it, maybe necessarily, but I knew the name very well. And he was either like an author or co-author, or people like him in books. And so he is, world-renowned for his research and stuff in physical fitness and sports. And so when I saw that he was on the PsyMed board and he was outside of Advocare, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a real doctor. This is someone that dedicated his whole life to, his field. He's not an Advocare marketing doctor with a fake white lab coat on. And so that was the first one that stuck out to me as a personal trainer on if the products were safe. And the second thing that I found out when I read about Dr. Stanley Dietrich, who's on our PsyMed board, he's the father of intravenous feeding. So back in 1970, when he was a very good surgeon, they were losing patients because they couldn't feed them well enough. We didn't have the system for the IVs that we have today. And so he was really frustrated, and he was actually in the team that pioneered the IVs to feed patients after they were recovering from surgeries. And so I thought, I can look at these ingredients all day long, but I will never, ever know as much as this doctor knows about how nutrition works in the human body. And so I highly recommend looking into the doctors. Just Google search a few of them and see that, they have over 250 years of experience combined between them. And so when people ask me, like, what's this ingredient? What does it do? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but these guys are. And so they would not put their careers on the line to represent a company that, that would do something to hurt their career. So I know if they're putting their names on it, they're hanging their white coats on it, that, that they're safe. And Absolutely. Like I said, I've been on them for 5 years. I was on them through both of my pregnancies and while I was nursing both of my children, and my doctors all approved them and thought they were awesome. So from myself, speaking from myself and the hundreds of people that I've personally coached through them, the doctors do know what they're talking about. The products are safe and they absolutely work.
Absolutely, Shannon. That I kind of follow the same route of looking, because I originally says, that little skeptic in me says, well, anybody can have a doctor and have a doctor behind their products. And then when I looked at who these doctors are, and when I've actually met them and shook their hand, and also see them taking product at the same time, knowing that he has a wing at Yale named after him. His reputation, he has a lot more to lose than me, a lot more to lose than any blog you find on the internet talking about ingredients. You weren't. He was actually asked to be the Surgeon General and turned it down under the Nixon administration. So these are extremely high caliber doctors. So ingredients, I don't know a lot about that. I just know those people do, and I trust them. They design it, they put it in their bodies themselves, and I'm comfortable sharing with my kids and everyone I know because of that. So. Yeah, that was a big piece for me too, and just other stories. The 24H. It's the beauty of Advocare is when you get to help so many people. And I just got this message from someone today, just finishing up the 24-day challenge, which we're going to get to in a second. He says, "Finished my 24-day challenge yesterday, down about 17 pounds, but I know I've gained muscle and have toned up quite a bit too. I'm at 193. I weighed 185 as a senior in high school. I'll be 36 in July, and I'm only 8 pounds from being what I weighed half my life ago. Feeling good, too, and lots of energy." That's what makes it so fun to do, because you have people that have kind of almost given up, gotten to a point that this is the way life is, I'm getting older, and all those excuses, and this works. I even had, I went for a physical lately, and I won't show my doctor's name, but he started asking me, "What are you doing? You need to tell us more about that." And he literally asked for my business cards, because he told me there's not a single thing he can prescribe that gets anyone any results. He wants to start referring his patients to me because he sees the last 3 years how I've gotten healthier and healthier and healthier, lost weight, my vitals are all better. So it's safe, I trust it, and my doctor recommends people to come to me. So with that, we're just going to cover really quickly the 24-day challenge, and then Shayna's going to kind of talk about, well, a little more info on it and kind of what people do after that, because the 24-day challenge is really the kickstart to better health. We have over 70 plus products. The 5 core products are part of this challenge, and what it's designed to do is really get your system working better, whether you need to lose weight, gain weight, or just maintain weight and go for overall wellness or just less pain, less health issues. The 24-day challenge is going to do for your body what it needs. So the beginning of that challenge starts with a spark, and this was a game changer for me 3 years ago. It got me off those really bad energy drinks, high sugar, jack you up type stuff. This is smooth mental focus, and when I had that first one, within 20 minutes, I felt calm, but I was energized and focused. That's where you start your 24-day challenge at. And next we do is we go to an herbal cleanse, and what this is, there's probiotics, there's a fiber drink, but really it's like an oil change for your car. It's going to get your insides working so much better. It's going to kind of get all the gunk out of it, and it's going to also restore your body's ability to absorb good nutrients so it works so much better. So the good food choices you're making, your body's benefiting more from that. We also have Omegaplex, and these are basically good fats that wash away the bad fats. These are great for hair, skin, nails, overall body inflammation. It helps reduce that with good quality omega fish oils here. And really, along with the good eating plan, we talk about a cleaner eating, which is basically avoiding the processed foods, the boxed foods. So usually just trying to eat as natural and clean as possible with that. But we'll go over that in a second, kind of more of the details of what that nutrition side is all about. But that's that first 10 days, and that really starts things working better for you. After that, we go to the max phase, and this is where things really kind of kick in. Your body really starts burning, looking to burn fat and add lean muscle fiber. So whether you want to lose weight or gain muscle, that's what the body needs. And we start off that phase with the same way we did before, with your spark. I do this every single morning for 3 years, right when my feet hit the floor, and it's a great way to start the day. Just keeps you on track. After that, we have a meal replacement shake. And the meal replacement shake, really, a lot of people kind of make a mistake for breakfast. They either skip it or screw it up. I was screwing it up without knowing it, eating a healthy cereal, well, so I thought. But I was hungry a half hour later and grabbing some sugary snack. It just wasn't enough. That meal replacement shake has the perfect balance of carbs and protein. It really kicks things into high gear right out of the gate. And then we also work come in here is our M&S. This has been our #2 product, for all these years. This is a dump truck of nutrition. This fills all the gaps. This helps you burn at a higher temperature. It fills the gaps and satisfies what the body needs that we don't get from the good foods we eat. And when that really kicks in, that's when big things happen. We also have an add-on that we highly recommend. It's Catalyst. And Catalyst is basically a branched chain amino acid, which I don't even know what that term really means. All I know is this protects your muscles so your body burns fat. I think a lot of women I've heard call it shrink wrap in a bottle. So Shanna, you can comment more on that. But my wife, she did the challenge, 105 pounds, so it wasn't about weight loss. She actually gained a half pound but lost inches and toned up, and no longer took the afternoon naps. Got away from the Dr. Pepper and the teas because the Spark was giving her so much focus and so much energy all day long. I've had people, CrossFit trainers, that they actually hit personal records during the challenge. My son has put 20 pounds of muscle on, and he still only has 5% body fat at age 17. So the challenge is going to do for you what your body needs. So, Shanna, why don't you just touch on, well, what do you do? Talk about, is this just product? Do you get coaching? What are you eating? And what do you do after the 24 days?
Okay, cool. That's funny that you talked about Catalyst, because I always make a joke and say the Catalyst squirrel. I have Catalyst stored all over, like in my purse, in the car, in the diaper bag. I love Catalyst. That's a phenomenal product. But yes, so after, let's talk about coaching first. So what's really great about Advocare is that we're not a virtual GNC. Anywhere else that you go and buy products like this, you're not going to get the type of coaching that you get with Advocare. And so having a personal coach, that's huge. And our job is to make sure that, number one, you use the products right, because I'll tell you right now, they work 100% of the time when used correctly. They don't work when they're not used correctly or they sit on your counter. That's about the only time they don't work. So that's our job, to make sure that you're using the products right, that you're eating the right amounts, and that, everybody is so different. Nutrition is a very complicated thing. And so, finding a plan that works for you and your lifestyle, and what you're doing, what kind of exercises you're doing and stuff like that, that's what your coach is for. So anytime you have your, I want these results, usually I just tell, anybody that I'm coaching, just stay in contact with me. If you're not feeling right, if you don't have enough energy, whatever it is, if you tell me the benefit that you want, I'll match a product for you, and we can troubleshoot until we find the right plan so that you awesome. Like I always joke too that I am a 30-year-old mom with 2 toddlers, and yes, they're very close in age, but I can run laps around the 20-year-old like CrossFit athletes that come into my gym. It's amazing. I can recover faster. I have enough energy, and here I am. What time is it? 9:08. Still up going. So you can you can feel amazing every single day. You don't have to for the good days. You can feel good every single day. So that goes into like, what are you going to eat? We get that question a lot, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be eating lettuce and drinking tons of water, and it's not like that at all. It actually, you can download the guide if you go to choosethechallenge.com, and you can see the guide, the meal plans that we're eating. It's not anything that's going to surprise you. And it also comes with a daily guide when you order it on the website. Thanks. That'll have a list. It has how to take all your products. We have an awesome phone app right now. If you have an iPhone or an Android, this is all digital. It'll send you reminders. It'll have little I love checkboxes. Yes. Food logs, so you can check off when you eat things, how much water you drink. It's awesome. And so, like, really, there's no way to mess this up. None. There's no way to mess it up. So, and the things that you'll be eating, it won't surprise you. So we're going to eat real foods. We're going to stay away from processed sugary foods, processed white carbohydrates, sugary pop, sugary drinks. stuff that you probably should stay away from anyway. But the difference is, I think, you know, when I started with Advocare, the biggest difference I noticed was that I no longer craved those foods, and so it became easier. If you ever go a day off of your MNS system, and this will lead into what you do after the challenge, you'll be looking at those cupcakes like, oh man, I really want to eat one. But if you're on your MNS system, putting that good nutrition in your body, it fills all those gaps in, and it takes care of all those cravings. It's amazing. So after the 24-day challenge, you know, you want to stick with the lifestyle, because that's kind of what it is. I always try to like question people on why they want to do it and if they're ready for a lifestyle change, because it's not a diet, it's not a quick fix, it's not, we're not selling magic pills in a bottle. It's just good nutrition mixed with a healthy lifestyle produces really good results. Now, I used to think too, like, why can't I just, you know, I'll do the 24-day challenge, and I'll, you know, take all these products and I'll get down to my good weight, and then I'll just do it on my own. But the thing is that when you put the right nutrition in your body and you feel good, it does what it's supposed to do, which is drop the body fat, energy's up, and you don't have cravings for those foods. And you recover faster, you build muscle, you maintain your lean body mass. So after the 24-day challenge, I always say the two most important things is to stay on an M&S system. There's 3 different kinds. There's the Max 3 that comes with the 24-day challenge. You should probably start there. That's like on a scale of 1 to 10. It's like a 3 to 5 on both energy and appetite control. There's the M&S Max C, which is a 10 on appetite control and an 8 on energy. And then there's an M&S E, which is a 10 on energy and an 8 on appetite control. Those 2 that I said on the end are a little bit stronger. But again, that's something that you work with your coach to figure out which one you want to be on. I absolutely love E. I need all the energy I can get. So you just have to decide and kind of work with it and figure out what you want. But there's also, you know, after the 24-day challenge, so after you fix your core nutrition, then you can start looking into things like the Performance Elite line, which if you're into working out, doesn't matter what it is. I love CrossFit, and recovery for us is really important. We need to recover so we can go back into the gym and lift heavy the next day. So for me, that's the most important thing. So there's things like post-workout recovery. There's stuff for before your workouts. Biocharge is awesome. Keeps my feeling like brand new and in my 20s. And so it just depends on what you want to do. But I think after the 24-day challenge, the most important thing is to stay on your M&S system, stay on Spark so you stay away from any kind of energy drinks that are not, you know, not healthy, and away from the pot coffee and stuff like that. And really just work with your coach to plug in what kind of products are going to work in your lifestyle.
That's perfect. Well said, Shanna, because, yeah, the products do that for me, too. It's just strange because I think back, I did things before and had some mild results, and then I rebound right back because there was some event with something, and it wasn't really getting me healthier. It wasn't changing my habits. It was just some temporary behavior I had that I reverted right back. With Advocare, once I did the challenge, I just felt better. My body was working better. Like you said, when you fill with the right nutrition and you fill the gaps the right way and you need the supplements to do that, your cravings are gone. And when the cravings are gone, it is a lifestyle. It's not, you're not thinking, because I originally just dropped 10 pounds the first 24, and my goal was only 15 pounds. So I figured, hey, this was great. January, I was down 10. I got 11 months for 5 more pounds. Continuing on product, and I know you're a trainer, but sorry, Shane, I wasn't working out yet at all. And I encourage you, but 80% is nutrition, okay? I eventually did. But I wasn't working out, and that 10 pounds went to 15. The 15 went to 20. 20 went to 25. And I actually got concerned. I went to my doctor and says, am I okay? My coach here in Advocare says, no, you're doing fine. That's what it should do. But I was still, skeptic. Went to my doctor, like, why are you here? I says, well, I lost 25 pounds in a couple months, and I haven't been this light since high school. I just want to see if I'm okay. He's like, well, how do you feel? I said, I feel great. I'm sleeping better. I have no more aches and pains. I have more energy. He goes, well, all your vitals are better than they've been since I've known you. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. Now, all right, so once I was down 32 pounds, my wife said, you're way too small, where'd you go? Because she didn't know me that small at all. And that's when I went back to the gym. I added about 8 pounds of muscle back on and still kept a 30-inch waist. And I've been there now for the past 3 years. And I was a college cheerleader, and now, a couple of weeks ago, I walked into a gymnastics place. They asked me to kind of help out, and they had to tease me, say, well, this girl over here is with Cheer World. She can stunt. Can you do it? I'm like, it's been 23 years, but no, a couple tries. I threw up in the air and caught her feet, and I never thought, 23 years later, I could do that. So yeah, I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. Took my wife to a friend's to go on she was flying out of town, this morning here, and I'm still doing this at 44. 9:30 at night here. So again, when you feel so good, you want to keep feeling good, and I never knew I could feel this good at this age. So with that, let's just quickly jump over to another thing that was, I know, probably impressed you, Shana, was the endorsers. And why don't you just talk about that unique relationship that Advocare has with its endorsers? Because a lot of products have endorsers and athletes holding up and saying they use certain things. What makes Advocare different in that regard?
Yeah, especially being in the physical, a personal trainer for so long, I saw a lot of products being endorsed by a lot of different celebrity athletes. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, here we go. But the one thing that really caught my attention was just the sheer amount of athletes that were attracted to this company. I mean, there was lists, there's hundreds of endorsers that are attached to Advocare, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then I started doing more research, and I found out they are not compensated with cash, and that's pretty much unheard. That is really unheard of in the supplement world, because they're getting multi-million-dollar contracts to say that they drink, whatever product, and here in Advocare they don't. They get compensated in products, which when I found that out, I was like, oh my God, that's even more of a testament to the products, because if they weren't using them, why would they agree to put their name on a company if they weren't using the products and get paid in the product? Like, it was just like another layer of credibility for Advocare. And the more I was looking so hard for okay, what's the secret here? What's going on? And, there is no secret. These athletes really use our products, and they have to be using the products for 3 years prior to being asked to be an endorser. And they have to fit a whole bunch of criteria on their character, on, their integrity, and who they are as an athlete. And so I think that's really, really special, and I think that's really amazing. And I'll just touch on my favorite endorser, and then maybe Dave, you can cover yours. I bet you can't guess, but my favorite endorser.
A more recent
Rich Froning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he came on board, and it was like, for you guys not in CrossFit, Rich Froning is like the king of the world for us CrossFitters. He has a CrossFit game 3 times in a row, and that is the World Championships. Out of everybody in the entire world, he is the fittest man on the planet. And I've seen him compete. He's a machine. And to know that he drinks Spark, actually I saw him last weekend compete, and he was drinking Spark out of he was making it in the tub, and I was like, yes, it's so awesome to know that he's putting the same process in his body. And so I think that's awesome.
Yeah, just amazing when you see someone of his caliber doing that. And in the beginning, kind of what really got me too is before Rich got involved was seeing Drew Brees and knowing his career, knowing how successful, high quality character guy. Had so much respect for him as a football player and a person. And then knowing when he came back from his injury, and knowing that he's been on product for over 10 years now, and really, hearing him talk about Advocare and what it does for him. I guess what it got me to is why they trust it. The why. Well, one, it works great, but they trust it because of informed choice. Advocare tests for more banned substances than any other company. It's Olympic athletes. Every sport, every major sport, every collegiate sport, Advocare tests a number of its products to be certified banned substance free. That's at our cost. It's not required, but that is why professional athletes, college athletes, trust and use Advocare. They get results and they never have to worry about a drug test because of the informed choice third-party certification that Advocare invests a lot of money in for just to have a peace of mind for the professional athletes. So if it's good enough for them, if they got that kind of career on the line, that if they mess up, they're losing millions and millions of dollars, but they trust it, they use it for peak performance, then that's something I want to be using as well. So that's kind of a little bit about Advocare and the products. And because the products work so well, there becomes a business opportunity with it. And just to before we get into that, I just want to talk a second about dreams, because I know at 41, a friend asked me, so what are your dreams? And I was kind of stumped because it was get married, having a great job, provide for your family, have kids, have a house, and then retire and enjoy life. Well, but there's a big gap between getting married, having kids, and retiring, and those dreams kind of fell away. And but you can think about dreams now. People, what did you want to do when you grow? Are you doing your dream job now? Do you travel all the places you want to travel now? Do you have all the time? Do you spend as much time as you want with the people you care about? And I think what a lot of us do, and this is what I did, is all those dreams that you can have, they were this big, but our actual amount of money and time is very small. So we kind of take those dreams and we kind of shrink them down to match our income and the time we have. I don't have the time, I don't have the money. That's why we don't travel around the world. That's why we don't have multiple vacations a year. And what Advocare has done is it's shown me by so many people we've met that have now been able to pursue those dreams and make those reality. Because what do you need to pursue your dreams? It usually comes down to three things. For some people, it's their health. They want to be healthy. They want to play with their grandkids. They want to hike the Grand Canyon. They want to climb a mountain. So their health is one of the reasons why they don't pursue their dreams. The other two usually are time and money. And basically, Advocare addresses all three of those, which that combined with the opportunity laid out with Advocare is what is making this such a great opportunity for people. So just really quickly, what Advocare is not. Advocare, it's not a pyramid scheme. Those are legal. There's none of these gimmicks with Advocare like auto ships, or you have to do all certain things to maintain your discount. When you get to a discount level with Advocare, whether it's just product or if you're doing the business, that never goes lower. Okay? So you don't have to worry about any of that stuff with Advocare. The only way people earn money in Advocare is because people are consuming product. The only reason they buy product is because it improves their quality of life. That's it. That's the way Advocare has always been set up. I can earn 10 times, 100 times the person who introduced me to Advocare. If I'm helping more people get healthy, then I'm going to earn more income than the other person. So it really is that type of opportunity. You think about the industry. Right now we have a couple of crises going on. We have the health crisis and we have the financial crisis. People are looking for those two things. They're concerned with their health. I had someone tell me the other day, we don't have you're either part of the wellness industry or the sickness industry. We're putting money into one or the other. You're putting money into poor foods, poor health choices, and paying medical bills, co-pays, prescriptions, or you're actually investing in your health, part of the wellness. You're investing in wellness versus the sickness revolution. So everyone's a part of one of those. Now, in the beginning, what interested me in the business was a little bit different. My sister was probably the catalyst for me, where I was still not going to do this business thing. I, at the time, Scoutmaster of a Boy Scout troop, public official, real estate investor, have a small architecture firm, married, 3 kids. Come on, I don't have the time, I don't have the money. I'm struggling to kind of keep things afloat because reality was I lost my corporate job and the real estate market tanked, and that was hard financially. So I started a small architecture firm, was doing what I needed to do. Advocare was just one of those things, and I wasn't going to look into it. But my sister asked, what are you doing? She wanted to get healthier. I says, you know what? I don't know. It worked for me. Talk to my friend Chris. And my friend Chris helped my sister and brother-in-law drop 90 pounds in 6 months. And it changed their life. They were happy. They were smiling more. And I really saw the difference it made because they got on product. Not just about the weight. That weight was great, but their life. Their life going forward for decades was now had changed the entire course of their life because of this. And I got a small thank you check. Impact lives, long term, get a check. Okay, now my brain's thinking differently. Now I decide to look into this Advocare opportunity and really see what is this really about. And the deeper I looked, the deeper my passion for the business and what it is grew. And I guess, what was the thing that kind of interested you most when you were first presented with this business of Advocare? What was it about it that made you say, hey, this is it. This is a vehicle that you see for your family?
Yeah, in the beginning for me, like I said, the spark kind of spoke for itself. And I've been in fitness. I have tried everything on the market and nothing worked. I was against supplements. But when I tried Spark, my mind changed because I felt different. I felt amazing. And honestly, I was kind of skeptical. I was actually really skeptical about the business too. But luckily, the guy who kind of took me under his wing, and I call him my Avo dad now. He's like one of my best friends. I work with him every day. But he got me to something called Success School, and up into that point, and this was luckily too, this was only 3 weeks into my journey with Advocare. So 3 weeks after I had my first spark, I was in Texas at this thing called Success School with a whole bunch of other crazy Advocare people. And I was there really to prove that one of those things. That's why I was there. So I could, wipe my hands clean and be like, I love these products, Bob. I told you it's one of those things, it's not for me, and that's why I was there, because I wanted him off my back, kind of. But what I saw there was, I heard these stories, and I saw these people walking across the stage, and they were telling stories, about being debt-free, about being stay-at-home parents, about traveling the world together. They were all happy. I've never even been in a church filled with people happier than that place. And so I just thought, this is real. And, these people are real. I talked to the people trying to figure out, what they were doing. And I just, after that Success School, care was part of who I was, because that opened up my eye. I didn't even know at the age of, I was 25 at the time, I didn't even know that type of lifestyle existed. I didn't know about debt freedom. I thought it was normal to have a mortgage, a car payment, credit cards, student loans. I thought that was normal because all through my whole entire life, nobody ever talked about that. It was just, you grow up, you get a job, you pay a mortgage. If you're lucky, you retire. But, I didn't know that existed, and so when I heard that and I saw the company, the integrity of the company, the leaders, everybody that I met there was so happy to help. They were not going to make a dime off of me, the ones that I was meeting, and that, I've never been in an environment, I've never met people like the people I've met in Advocare. So, that was the real, when I was in Advocare all the way, when I was all in, that's what it was. That's what attracted me. Otherwise, I think I would have gone on. I would not be here today. I would have said, it's one of those things. I love the product, it's not for me. But that's what attracted me really to the business.
Well, and I love this about it. So I don't know. See, we are the two misfits of this that say, you know what, we're skeptical. You shouldn't do this. You got to research it. And so what we're telling you, I guess, is learn from our mistakes, look at our journeys, and you don't have to follow the path we have, because I went to Success School, my first one too, and I went there for a little different reason. I just went there not to do the business, not to disprove it. My friend who I've known for 20 years says, I says, Chris, why should I go? I don't need this rah-rah kind of get you all hyped up, salesy type, get you motivated type things. And I asked him, why should I go? And he said, to be a better husband and father. And, I knew him well enough that it wasn't aligned, because I heard different stories of people in Advocare and how they were as people. And I went there just to kind of figure, hey, if I can be around successful people, this is going to help me in everything else in life. So I went to success school in that mindset, and it was like one of those things afterwards, like, was this real? Did this really happen? Because, like Shanna said, so many people that have no connection to you whatsoever are willing to mentor you and teach you and help you on the journey to get what you want out of Advocare, to get what you want out of life. If you want debt freedom, here's what we can get you on that path. You want health, you want better health for yourself, there's ways to do that too. And people are so willing to lock arms with you and help you do that. And we've met hundreds and hundreds, been on incentive trips with so many great people. We've met there. We just earned a trip to Wisconsin Dells. We're going to be with the families, a whole bunch of families of people in Advocare up there. But the people really is what sets Advocare apart from anything I've ever been involved with in the past. We have friends in Advocare that earn anywhere from a couple $100 a month to 10, 15, 20, $100,000 a month in Advocare. So it is possible. What I love about it too is when you meet anyone in Advocare, you can't tell how much they make. No one shows. You'd never know what's the person making 100 grand, who's making an extra $200 a month. You can't tell because it's humble. It's about helping other people. It's about doing good. When you're blessed more, you're going to bless more other people. You're going to do more good with your money. When you're fortunate enough to be earning those kind of dollars, which still kind of blow me away. To imagine making $50, $80, $100,000 a month. I originally did it. Let's start making a little bit of money. Then it was $1,000 a month. Now I can see $5,000 a month. I just help more and more people, and the check keeps growing, and that's what I love about this. Another question that comes up a lot is, okay, well, what does it cost? It's a fair question I asked early on, and if you're looking at Advocare and you're really one of those number one or number two that says, you know what, I just want to get on a product, I just want to get healthier. The product users usually are somewhere between $0 and $10 a day using products. And the zero is we do have some people that get their products for free. They just have a referral program where we help enough other people they know, and they have their products paid for. Now, if you're looking at, I would like to earn a little or a lot. Everyone starts the same. It's a $79, startup. And if you're serious, though, about earning substantial income, then you want to be at the advisor level and get with the person who invited you here, and they can talk to you more about the advisor level. But basically, that is a $2,100 investment where you get $3,000 worth of product that the person helping you is going to help you help other people by moving that product to them, and you'll turn a profit with that. There's no risk. There's a 12-month return policy on it. So you have nothing to lose with that. So my $2,100 investment 3 years ago has now paid me over $35,000 and has got me in the best shape of my life at age 44. So wherever you're at is completely fine with us. And like we said earlier, we have 4 questions. So 1, do the products work? Absolutely. Will they work for you? We help people from age 4 into their 90s get healthier on the products. Is there an opportunity here? We have a health crisis and we have a financial crisis. Advocare is a solution for both of those. It's proven. We're not new. Direct sale companies usually fail within the first 5 years. Most of them. We've been around 21 years. We have a phenomenal track record. We did over $600 million last year. We're on a pace to be a billion-dollar company. So that is kind of where Advocare is going. The other question is, can you do this? And just really quick, can you do it? I knew nothing. Shanna was a personal trainer. You don't have to be a personal trainer. I'm an architect. I knew nothing about health and nutrition. All I did was share what products have done for me and introduce them to people helping me. I earned while I learned from the people helping me, and that's what now we do. And Shanna and myself, we pay it forward to others by doing it and teaching them as well how to do the business. Really, what it requires is kind of why would you want to do it? So really, ask yourself, are you 1, 2, 3, or 4? And really, there's kind of three options here. And I encourage you to ask yourself these 3 questions, whether it's just product or product and business. The first is, what's the best that could happen? If you're looking at product, you can get in the best shape of your life, dramatically improve your health. If you're looking at the business, what do you want? What's the best that could happen? Well, what do you want to happen? Do you want to be debt-free? Do you want residual income paying you to replace your full-time job? There's the best that could happen. Okay, what's the worst that could happen? You take the products and nothing happens. What's the worst that could happen on the business side? You invest $2,100, you have the product, you decide not to talk to a single person, and then you return all the products within 12 months, and you get a full refund. Now, the biggest question, though, is what's most likely to happen? And really what that comes down to is what is your belief? What's your why? Why do you want to be healthier? What would it feel like to be that healthy? How would that change your family? How would you change your relationship with your kids, with your spouse? How would it set up the rest of your life if you were healthier? Now, on the business side, on why? Why do you want the extra income? What would it be for? Do you want more time? How important that is to you? The strength of your why is going to determine what is most likely to happen for you. And as that gets more concrete of what you want, and you understand that from the product side, the business side, then that's where this is going to take you. And our job is to do nothing else except to help you get to that spot, to that goal that you have for yourself. And when you know what that is, you share it with the person who invited you on this call, and they're going to do everything they can to help you on that path. So there are a couple of websites here, just really quick, I'm going to let you know about. Again, get back with the person that invited you on this call, but there is a website that is called 24daychallengemovie.com. That is going to give you a quick overview of the 24-day challenge, and that's a great place to start. But get with the person and invite you here again, and if the business is something you have an interest in, they can direct you to some specific information that can expand on what the Advocare opportunity has to offer you. Again, wherever you're at, we're here for you, whatever that means. I just want to thank Shanna for taking the time out of her evening here and spend the time to kind of share and be a guest on the call here this evening. It was a pleasure having you on here. This call is recorded, and you can get this reposted. So if you can share this with someone, feel free to do so. So thanks again, Shanna, and we're going to sign off. I hope everyone has a great night. Thanks.